Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Avia. I'll be taking a series on a list of exams I've done recently. So I graduated medical school 2021. So far I've done CAMC 1, CAMC 2, USMLE 1, USMLE 2, OET. Whew, that's 5 exams. So I'll be taking you through a series of my experiences with them, what resources I used. Yeah, basically that. All right, so let's get started. So today it's my maintenance day. It's Saturday. So I'll be removing my braids, doing my new braids, doing my lashes, doing my nails all by myself. Because these exams took all the money. So let's get into it. For CAMC 1 and 2, I graduated med school. So if you don't know, I studied in China. I graduated 2021. Yes, I was in China in the middle of COVID. I went home 2020, did an internship, then graduated med school 2021, did another internship, did senior house officer here, and yeah, now I'm here. So I started prepping for, I'm going to go first. This first video is going to be directly linked to CAMC step 1. Subsequent videos will have CAMC step 2, USMLE step 1, USMLE step 2, and OET exams. If you have questions, feel free to drop them down below. Also, I'll be going on my Instagram to give more in detail tips on how to prepare for these exams, how to sign up for these exams, because that's very essential. Who can do them? How do you qualify? And the process of doing it. So those will be on my Instagram. So follow me on Instagram also, and I'll get those I'll get those out to you. So CAMC 1. So I graduated med school 2021. I did CAMC. So I graduated June 2021. I did CAMC step 1 September, I think the 9th, but the first week of September 2021. So that's like a few months after I graduated. So the first thing you need to know about CAMC is that you need to have a medical degree in order to do any of the CAMC exams. It's a requirement, degree, diploma, whatever it's called in your country, and in order to do CAMC. So by this time, I graduated in June, and then September, I did step 1. So what is it really? It basically just allows you to practice within the Caribbean, well, specific countries within the Caribbean, after you get licensed. So you do step 1, step 2, apply for your license. You do 2 years mandatory. So the first year is internship. The second year is senior house officer, and then you're now moving up to medical officer. So CAMC step 1 exam is basically 200 questions, 200 MCQ questions, 100 in the morning, 100 in the afternoon. You get 6 hours to do the exam, and there's a lunch break. I'm not sure if it was 45 minutes or an hour, but you do get a break in between, 100 in the morning, 100 in the afternoon. The score, you need 50% to pass the exam. So that's basically 100 questions. I'm not aware of this exam being marked on a curve. So you basically need to do 50, get a 50% in order to pass step 1. They don't put it on your certificate that, oh, they just tell you, you did the exam, you passed, and the score will be sent to your email directly, but they won't put it on your certificate. The next thing, certificate. The next thing is, what's the cost for the CAMC exam? For step 1, for part 1, when I did part 1 of the CAMC, it was $600. I paid for it. You have to register via the office if you were in Jamaica, like I was. I went to pay for it in Kingston at the medical council. The thing is, to apply, they don't have specific days or dates, rather. They normally send out when these dates become available. The minimum 2-3 exams for step 1 per year, that I know of so far. You wait, like there's a WhatsApp group that I used. They tell you when the dates come out. You select whichever date your preference is. They do have an application time. You apply to that specific exam, and then you basically apply through medical council. They'll tell you if you're approved or not in an email. Then you follow through with the process and instructions that they give to you. So 600 questions, no, sorry, $600, 100 questions, and it's a 1 day exam. Now let's move on to the materials I used for my exam. I have a list of them here. Let me take a look. So really and truly, I started studying when I was starting my internship at Black River Hospital. That's where I went. So when COVID came out, I had to go home, and because I had 1 more year left to graduate, they allowed us to do rotations at a hospital back home. And Black River Hospital was the hospital that I went to, and it was a very good experience. I'll talk about that experience another time in another video. But I started studying while at Black River Hospital for this exam. I usually joined the Telegram group. At that time, there was a Telegram group. This is 2021. I think they still have the Telegram group. At that time, I joined the Telegram group. They used to do questions every night, MCQ like questions, and then you basically answer in the group and you discuss the question, right? So that's geared towards the CAMC exam. At that time, I also took some classes near to the end of the exam. There was this person called Blossom that was doing classes. I don't remember what exactly it cost, but I do remember it wasn't that expensive, like 4,000 to 6,000 Jamaican dollars. For exam prep, it wasn't expensive for me at the time, so I also took those classes. So I used Telegram, the Blossom classes. I used CME Prep. So this is an app or website rather. I don't think they have an app yet. It's a website where they still allow you to practice questions. So you do, I think they have over 1,000 MCQ questions that you can use to practice for the exam. And I would advise though you check the answers correctly to make sure you know you're getting the correct details. Because at 1 and 2 times, not very often, I would see answers that I don't agree with, and I would check myself. But other from that, yeah, basically I use CME Prep. So I started with CME Prep to give me a baseline information of what I need, what to look for in these questions, like the idea behind these questions. So I started with CME Prep. Then I went ahead to do the Telegram in addition to the CME Prep. And at the last end of my preparation, I did the Blossom classes. There are something similar to the questions that normally come, like just like any other exams, they give you a question bank or practice questions that you can use. Those do exist. So some people call them past papers. I really don't, because they don't seem to repeat, but the idea behind it seems to repeat. So I would advise you to reach out to anybody who has done CAMC or has this information that you can get that from them too. All right. So the main goal of studying for any exam is not to memorize, especially with medicine. It's not for you to like memorize, okay, A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D. Okay, if it's A, then the answer has to be B. I would advise you to actually understand the information that you're studying, right, in order to do the exam. Because most people will be like, oh, let's review these 1,000 questions. I'm sure some questions will come from it. But they're shocked when they get to the exam and be like, oh, but my exam was different. People said this. Why was my exam different? That's because you didn't learn the material. You actually tried to cram the material. And I don't advise you to do that for any exam at all, really. All right. So that's my experience with CAMC. The funny thing is, when I did CAMC, I just started internship at Congo Regional Hospital. I started like the Monday. The Tuesday I was on call and I had to go to Kingston. I think the Wednesday, like it was a back to back. So I would advise you before starting internship, the official big internship, to make sure you study. Because when you start that internship, it's not nice. Those back to back 24-hour calls, the time you basically just get to go home, shower, if you get enough sleep, thank God. But I would advise you to study prior to starting official internship. So like your last year of med school would be ideal. You don't have to, it's just a suggestion. Your last year of med school would be ideal to start studying. And by the time you get to internship, even if you, because you know you can't do it until you have your degree. So you're more than likely going to be doing it while internship, but you would have been practically 90% prepared by the time you get to internship. And then you would be ready to do your exam for CAMC. So as I mentioned, CAMC step one, $600. $600, 200 questions, 6 hours for those 200 questions. You basically do it in one day, one sitting. So you do 3 hours in the morning break, 3 hours in the afternoon. Things I used to prep, CME Prep, that's a website. I'll link it down below. I have no what do you call that? I don't benefit from any of it. So whatever links I put down below, I get nothing from it. So CME Prep, the Telegram group, I'll also try to link the Telegram group down below. And then, oh, there's a book I used. It's also, I think it's Brattons. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. Let's see. Brattons board review. That's also helps me to review the last minute. So I kind of just went through the questions really quick and see if I understood, like how many was I getting correct, and if I understood the information that was in the book. So that's it. The aim is to get 50%. If you want to be a superstar and get 100, all the best to you. But my goal was to pass this exam because your grades don't go anywhere, really and truly. Once you pass, it's a pass, right? Yeah, so that's it. Thanks for joining. I'm going to go ahead to finish up this removal, and I'll see you in the next video.